Good morning, everybody. My name is Nagachandrika Pallam, MPharmacy, Assistant Professor in Sridatta Institute of Pharmacy. Today, I am explaining the topic Unit 5. The topic number is 3 and CTD and its modules, and also the drug approval process in India and US. So, what is CTD? Okay. What is CTD? CTD is expressed in a triangle form. So this is the figure CTD figure. So what do you mean by CTD? CTD is a paper, book and binding. See, common technical document. It is a paper or a book or a binding. So C is nothing but the common. It is applied for everyone. Technical, T for technical means especially for the pharmaceutical field, and D is nothing but the document that is in a paper form. So the CTD old form is nothing but it is applied for everyone, especially for the pharmaceutical field. With use of the paper. So who developed this means ICH is developed. So what is the definition of ICH? ICH is nothing but the International Conference Harmonization on Technical Requirements for the pharmaceuticals for a human use. Okay, so here we should not say that International Conference on Harmonization. The whole the definition you have to say. So there is no meaning at all without the pharmaceutical technical requirements. So for what purpose we are using? For the human purpose, we need the pharmaceutical technical requirements. It is provided by the ICH. Means it is before 1995 it called it as a international conference, but after that 1995 it is converted into a International Council of Harmonization of technical requirements regarding the pharmaceuticals of human use. So these ICH guidelines, who prepared means ICH guidelines include the quality, safety, efficacy, and multidisciplinaries. So this definition, CTD is the organization of a common technical document for the registration of the pharmaceutical for the human use. So who will prepare this CTD means it is CTD is defined by the ICH M4 EWG and developed by the ICH M2 EWG and ICHMI WG. So where to transfer this CTD means? Actually, what is the need of this CTD means the prior to implementation of CTD, three major regulatory authorities like European Union and USA and Japan, these three countries together form their own set of guidelines and procedures for the submission of regulatory dossier to get a marketed approval of the drug. So what they did means every country they need their format application, their own application. So India need one application, one format of application, and USA having one format of application, and the European Union having one format of application, and Japan having one format of applications. So by this the applicant is getting confused. So to avoid this confusion, they are to get a approval from the FDA or their own regulatory authorities, one technical document they prepared. So they with their own set of guidelines. So these guidelines, who prepared means ICH prepared these guidelines. So ICH guidelines is nothing but the quality, safety, efficacy, and multidisciplinary. So safety contains quality contains Q1, Q2, Q3 like a schedules we are having, and and efficacy is divided into E1, E2, E3 like that, and safety S1, S2, S3 like that, and multidisciplinary is nothing but the GMP guidelines. So these guidelines should be follow each applicants should follow these guidelines. So next, coming to this, what is the necessity of this? Sorry. What is the significance of this CTD? CTD is a more reviewable application. So applications more reviewable means when you are need to see this application, you can reviewable, and also the complete, it is a complete and well organized submission. So how you have to submit the application, that application will be in a well organized format, and also more predictable format, and more consistent reviews. So if you want to join in a college, means for example, if you want to join in a college, what you will see, you will search for the reviews of that college. Like that, it is also having, CTD also having the more consistent reviews, and easier to analyze is the cross applications, and easier to exchange the information also, and facilitates the electronic submission. So these are the electronic submission is nothing but the online submission of this application, that we call it as a electronic submission, eCTD. So it contains mainly 5 modules. So five modules it contains: module 1, module 2, module 3, module 4, module 5. On the top, we call it as a module 1. That the top triangle, we call it as a module 1, but it is not included in CTD. So it is nothing but the administrative information and prescribed information, and should contain the documents that are specified in each region it contains. And module 2, what it contains means, see, module 2 is divided into 3 parts. Again, this second part is again divided into 2 parts. That is the non-clinical trials overview. I will show. So here, see. Here, see, the non-clinical overview and the non-clinical summary, and clinical overview and clinical summary, that is nothing but the clinical study. It contains the module 2. Module 3 contains the information of the quality topics like reports. So all the bottom line divided into 3 parts. That module 3 is containing the information about the quality, that is nothing but the quality reports. And module 4 contains the non-clinical study reports, and module 5 contains the clinical study reports. Okay. So what it contains, the module 1. Module 1 contains the table contents and application form, and it is not necessary, but the details of the applicant, excuse me, and a summary of the product characteristics, and labeling and instructions of the medical use, and mock-ups and specimens, and mock-up and specimens and instructions, summary of the product characteristics, and already approved in the manufacturer applicant country, and information about the independent experts, information about the quality experts, information about the preclinical experts, and information about the quality experts. That means the information about quality, preclinical, and clinical experts information you will find in this module 1. So module 1.5, what it contains means specific requirements of the different types of the applicant you will get. So this is the module 1. So you have to write in detail in your exams. Okay. In the section module 2, what it contains means, it contains the summary, quality. I already told you, quality overall summary, preclinical overview, and clinical overview, and preclinical summary. Summary contains the pharmacological and pharmacokinetic and toxicological summary we have to submit. Pharmacology is nothing but mechanism of action, therapeutic, what is the adverse effects, and how much dose we need, and what is the bioavailability, all those things, means adverse effects, and drug contraindications, what are the drug interactions, drug food interactions, and toxicological study, means food interactions, everything will be in the pharmacological study. So we have to submit in a written form, and also the tablet form we have to submit that summary. So in pharmacokinetic is nothing but, already you know that kinetic is nothing but the movement, pharmaco is nothing but the drug. So the drug movement from administration site to elimination site, that means ADME, means absorption, distribution, metabolism, and elimination. So the complete study of this you have to submit in a written summary, and also with the tabular summary you have to submit. And toxicological studies also you have to submit in a written summary and tabular form. So clinical summary, what it contains means, excuse me, biopharmaceutical studies and associated with the analytical methods, and a summary of the clinical pharmacological study. So all those things means clinical response you have to submit, means how much when you are administering a drug, the drug should treat the disease. So how it is treating the disease, the mechanism of action, and also the pharmacokinetics and pharmacodynamic studies, everything you have to submit in the clinical summary. So clinical summary we are conducting on the healthy humans and also the patients. So literature references and synopsis of the individual studies also you have to submit. In module 3 contains the quality. Already I told you this mainly quality, how it is maintained by means by that table form. Section 1 is table content, next the body data. So mainly about the drug substances and drug product we have to submit. So in drug substances, so how we are maintaining the quality means the each information, each drug substances general information you have to submit, and the manufacturing characteristics, and characterization and control drug substances, reference standards, and stability, very important stability data you have to submit in the module 3. Module 3 application form. This is 3.2 is the drug product. This drug product description and composition of the drug product, and already you know that drug product is nothing but the combination of the drug and plus the excipients. So this drug product complete description and composition means here the formula you have to submit, and how this formula is optimized, pharmaceutical develop, how you develop this dosage form, and name of the dosage form, and who manufactured this one, and control excipients. So what are the excipient used and how it is controlled, and control the drug product means specifications, analytical procedures, validation, analytical procedures, everything you have to submit. And stability, very important stability data here you have to submit. In stability data, already you know that stability contains the stress testing, accelerated stability testing, and long-term stability studies, and these photo stability studies, everything you have to submit. Okay, next appendices is the facilities. What are the facilities you used for this formulation, and what are the equipments you used, everything you have to submit. And advertising agency, safety evaluation, excipients, everything you have to submit in 3 appendices. So these are the regional information and literature references, so you have to submit in module 3. Module 3 is nothing but especially about the quality. Okay, next one, module 4 and module 5. This is nothing but the non-clinical reports. Non-clinical reports, it contains the tabular content. Non-clinical reports is nothing but it also includes the pharmacology and the pharmacodynamics is nothing but the dynamic is nothing but the action. Pharmaco is nothing but the drug mechanism of action we have to submit. Here the when you are administering a drug, the drug how it is reacting on the body we have to measure. So how we are measuring this pharmacodynamics means by the acute pharmacological studies, by these therapeutic studies, by the therapeutic study efficacy studies we have to measure, and safety pharmacology and pharmacodynamic drug interactions we have to submit, and pharmacokinetics I already told you, ADME and drug interactions and pharmacokinetic studies we have to submit. Toxicological studies, so what it needs means single and repeated dose toxicity you have to submit, genotoxicities and in vivo in vitro toxicities and carcinogenicity toxicities and local tolerance and dependence studies and other studies you have to submit in toxicological studies. So module 5, what it contains? Mainly about the clinical studies. We are conducting the clinical studies on the humans and also the patients. So what it contains, reports of the table contents it include, and a tabular list of the clinical studies you conducted that you have to submit, and a clinical study reports. It contains reports contains the biopharmaceutical information, and BABE means bioavailability, bioequivalence studies you have to submit, and reports, especially these are the reports only. Okay, so the reports of the pharmacokinetic studies, like how you are measuring the pharmacokinetics means by the plasma concentration, plasma level studies, and the urinary excretion studies we are conducting. So these studies you have to submit, and reports of the pharmacodynamic studies, like pharmacodynamics means acute therapeutic studies, means how the drug, how it is reacting on the patients by for example ECG, people dilatation and BP apparatus, all those things coming under the acute pharmacological response, and a clinical means therapeutical response means how much the drug how it is treating the disease, that we have how the response of the curing the disease, that we have to submit on a therapeutic response studies. So here the drug efficacy and safety studies means efficacy is nothing but the how much 100% of the drug, when you are administering a drug, the drug should show the pharmacological action, that we call it as a efficacy. Safety is nothing but now when you are administering a drug, the drug should not interact with any substance or any organ, that we call it as a safety studies. So all the reports you have to submit in the module 5, and the reports of the forced manufacturing experiences also, and if you are found any case reports forms and individual patient listing, those also you have to include, and literature references, where you got this information, all those things you have to submit in module 5. Coming to this drug discovery, drug approval process. In this drug approval process, drug discovery, coming to after that drug development, manufacturing, after that we have to conduct the clinical trials. After conducting the clinical trials, we have to apply for the marketing. So these drug development, manufacturing and marketing application with the compliance with the regulatory requirements of the requirements. So these both reports we have to submit for the regulatory requirements. Regulatory authority needs these both drug development and also marketing application. So how it is in US? So drug approval process in India, how it will process means first applicant, you have to apply for the IND filing of CTD headquarters. Here CTD is nothing but the drug regulatory authority in our India. So drugs, all the drugs is controlled by one regulatory authority, that is nothing but our India is controlled by CTD organization. In USA, controlled by the US FDA organization. So in our India, the drugs are controlled by the CTD. So so the applicant should be file IND application, means investigational new drug application filing to the CTD headquarters in New Delhi. So it is situated in a New Delhi, Dhawan, our CTD headquarters are there. So after this IND application reviewed by the new drug division. So new drug division, after verification, what they will in detail review this in detail review given by the IND committee. IND committee thoroughly it is reviewed and recommended to the DCGI. DCGI is nothing but the Director Control General of India. So here SEDESCO is the one organization, but functions who will do means DCGI. So DCGI is whatever the SEDESCO, all the operations is functions are monitored by the monitor and functioned by this DCGA. So DCGA, who will appoint this DCGA means central government will appoint this DCGA. Okay, after this recommendation to the DCGA, what will happen? What will they will do? They will review this NDA application and they will give approve for the IND application. So for after approving this IND application, for what purpose we are applying for the IND application? For the for approval for the clinical trial, to conduct the clinical trials only. So from this, after getting approval from the DCGA, we can start the clinical trials. So before the applicant submitting to the IND only, we have to, so these clinical trials where we have on which subjects we have to conduct means animals and the humans and patients. So if you want to conduct on these subjects means you have to take permission from the ethical committee. Ethical committee ethical committee, before it is going application, this application is verified. One application we are submitting to the ethical committee and one application we are submitting to the SEDESCO. So this application thoroughly verified by this ethical committee, then only they will give approval for the animal ethical committee and also the human ethical committee. These reports is given by this ethical committee. After getting these the reports, we can start the clinical trials. So within 12 weeks you have to conduct the clinical trials. So after clinical trials started, the application after completion of these clinical trials, already you know that clinical trials is phase 1, phase 2, phase 3 clinical trials. Phase 1 clinical trials we are conducting on the healthy humans. Phase 2, phase 3 clinical trials we are conducting on the patients. So these, after completion of these clinical trials, we have to apply for the SEDESCO. SEDESCO for the new drug application, new drug registration you have to apply. So this SEDESCO, what they will do, they will reviewed by, this application is reviewed by DCGI, this Director Control, again DCGI, Drug Control General of India. If the DCGI having any issues or any this is the advisors given by the DTAB and DCC. DTAB is nothing but the technical. So these advisors, these are the advisory committees. If any issues pertaining to the Drug and Cosmetics Act 1940 or 1945, rules are 1945, if you are getting any issues or any problems arising from this, any issues arising from this DCGA, this DTAB and DCC will be give the advices. So after reviewing completion of the review, the license will be, if it is completed, the license will be granted. If it is not completed, what they will do, they refuse the grant license. This is the approved drug approval process in our India. So next, drug approval process in USA. What they will do means, the first applicant, they will file the IND application to the FDA. Here, see, in India we are applying for the SEDESCO. In USA, what we are doing, we are applying to the FDA. So FDA, what they will do, they will, this application sent to the reviewer, and this application is reviewed. So if it is a negative, what they will do, again it will send it to the applicant. So within 30 days days, the IND seal the date. So after, if it is positive or no response, what they will do, they can conduct the clinical trials. So within 60 days announcing of the INDA, they can submit reports to the clinical trials. If it is completed, what they have to do before completion of this phase 2 clinical trials, before 1 month only, we have to apply for the phase 3 clinical trials. So to get approval. So these phase 3 clinical trials commencing before 9 and 12 months of the NDA application. Means when you are applying for the NDA application, before 9 months only you have to apply for this pre-NDA application. So they, after filing this NDA to the FDA, what they have to do, they will send it to the CDER. CDER, this is checking the ability. They will check the filing ability. If it is okay, it is is applicable for the filling. If it is no, what will happen, this inform to the applicant, where you can verify again, and you can submit more. If they want more information, means they will inform to the applicant. If it is yes, what they will do, they will send it to the reviewer, and within 180 days they have to submit the review report to the CDR. If it is positive, if it is negative, what they have to do, they have to fill the marketing authorization. They have to issue for the marketing authorization. If it is positive, what we have to do, we have to notify to the applicant, these are the deficiency we are finding, so submit all the details. Like that, the whatever the deficiency they are finding, we have to we will inform to applicant. So applicant, what they will, he will again submit this amendment application to the FDA, and FDA reviewed the amendment again, and then the review report they are sending to the issue marketing authorization. If it is positive, the drug will be issued to the authorization. If it is negative, what will happen, it is again refused, it is sent to the applicant. This is the drug approval process in USA. Okay, next, coming to this, what is the difference requirements for the USA and India? In Indian, the agencies in USA is nothing but the US FDA, and agency in India is the DCGA. DCGA is nothing but the Director Control General of India. The registration process, both US and India, is the one registration process only. So TSE and BSE study data is not required for the US, but India is required. The Brilliant Code, it is not required on the labeling, but here also we are not requiring for the coding. And post approval changes, the minor changes, moderate changes, and major changes they need, but here post approval changes only, major, moderate only we are considering, minor we are negligible in India. Okay, requirements in US and requirements in India. So what is the application? What are the application in US means NDA application with ANDA application and NDA. ANDA is nothing but when we are converting into a generic products, we are filing the application for approval of your drug into the market. We have to submit with the application of ANDA application. ANDA application is nothing but the abbreviated new drug application, and NDA is nothing but the new drug application. In India, what they are doing, MAA, Marketing Application Authority. Okay, next one is department qualification is required for USA. In India, not required. The number of copies, how many copies we have to submit in USA means 3 copies we have to submit. In India, only 1 copy. 1 copy is enough. And approval of the timeline, it is 18 months it will take. It is taking 2 to 18 months. So presentation, you can present in a CTD form also, and also paper. CTD is nothing but the electrical common technical document, and the paper is nothing but the CTD. And here in India, how we are submitting means CTD means a common technical document. So what are the requirements? So number of batches in manufacturing and control requirements what we are having in USA and India means number of batches same for the USA and India, and packaging means here 1 lakh above 1 lakh we need, and here not address, no need to no need to the packaging. So the process validation is not required at the time of submission, but process validation also we have to submit in India. Before only we have to submit the process validation. And batch sizes for the pilot scale and minimum 1 lakh unit is whichever is higher that we have to submit in USA. And in India only pilot scale batch is enough for the submission of application. So this is the difference between the USA. From this, the unit 5 topic is completed. So CTD and its modulation we discussed, and drug approval process also we discussed.